So I'm here in hot and humid Singapore on the last day of my orientation course. I'll be catching a bus in about half an hour actually, so I'm running quite short on time to be doing this. But I've been losing my voice, and so I've been putting off doing this video until now. And in this video, I just want to share with you where I've been staying for the past month, which is the International OMF headquarters based here in Singapore. They moved here in 1954. The building you can see just behind me now upstairs is a lecture room and a bigger area for larger lectures where we do morning worship. There's offices underneath, there's a basement with a gym and some more lecture rooms and seminar rooms that some churches use. And moving round over there, you have the dining room and more offices. You have this interesting "Have Faith in God" sign. That was actually part of the original building, which I will come back to in a moment. The only part of the original building still remaining are these front 3 pillars of this pavilion, which were part of the original kind of townhouse, colonial house that was here. There's apartments for long-term workers who work in the international office, and behind me you can kind of see the building where I was staying. There's a guest house essentially here for OMF workers to come and stay and live, and so that's where all of us on orientation course have been. Great facility, absolutely beautiful. There's a basketball court, there's an area for the kids and their school, and then obviously all of this here is just the building in which I was living and staying. But how did OMF come to own a property as a Christian charity that doesn't believe in having any debt whatsoever for its members or the organisation? How did it come to be at 2 Cluny Road in Singapore? The road just behind this one is the most expensive road to live on in Singapore. It's where the Japanese embassy and others are. This road itself, earlier this year, a small plot of land with 2 cottages sold for something like 97 million Singaporean dollars. So how does OMF have such an incredibly blessed facility here on this road? Well, early 1950s, OMF is out of China. They have to decide what they're going to do, and so they move their international headquarters here to Singapore. There was a property, it was a colonial house that they were hoping to get, but the asking price was something like $180,000 at the time, well outside their budget. But they prayed and they prayed and they prayed, and the offer came back saying, look, we'll give it to you for $105,000. OMF couldn't afford that, no way. They could afford about $85,000, maybe, something like that. And so they said, we're sorry. With really heavy hearts, we don't believe in debt. This is the amount we have, that's all we can do. Shortly afterwards, a phone call came back saying, the person who owns the property is willing to sell it to you for that amount. And so OMF got the property, of which, as I said, these front 3 pillars were part of the original building, and they then moved in. Over time, new parts were built, the International Centre was built, the guest house was built, 2 acres of land here in Singapore, such an amazing blessing to this organisation. This organisation now has around 1,400 missionaries working within the organisation all over East Asia and the globe. People from 20 different countries are part of OMF. And that is indeed an amazing thing to consider. And it's all grounded on this idea that if it is the Lord's will and you seek it in the Lord's way, the Lord will provide. And actually just here now, if you look at this poster, you can see those original 3 posts on the property from 1954, I believe it was. Yeah, 1954 that they moved in. Those 3 pillars there are the same ones in that pavilion outside. Have faith in God. The Lord provides. He provided for me to join OMF and move my life to Japan, and he provided all that OMF needed here in Singapore to this day. Praise the Lord. I've had a blessed time on this orientation course. I've made great friends in a blessed environment. The Botanic Gardens are literally just outside the gate. You cross the road, it's the World Heritage Site Botanic Gardens. There's an underground station just a 5-minute walk away. Praise the Lord, he is so, so good. Next time you see me on this vlog, I'll be in Japan. Fantastic. God bless, saints.